Hello, I'm Associate Professor Alan Powell. I'm a professor of communications at Arcadia University in Glenside, PA. I teach video, some of the freshman preview and seminars, and the senior thesis in the communications department.
I've heard he was responsible for the movie Titanic.
I heard he discovered Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo?
Honey Boo Boo.
He discovered Honey Boo Boo.
And put her on television.
Really? Fascinating, fascinating, absolutely.
I started video in 1970, actually, 71. And I was part of this group of people who were the first people to use portable video equipment. And we were trying to set up an alternative to television and an alternative to the Hollywood way of making movies. I was very involved in art collectives. So the first collective that I was part of was called Electron Movers. And we had a loft in New England, and we traveled around the United States doing these exhibitions, sort of new ways of thinking about television, and that television could be a creative art form. And then I moved to Philadelphia with Connie in '78, and we had a career as Coleman and Powell for 36 years. The first part of my exploration with video was really about the medium and it as a visual medium, that it could be an extension of painting. Because I went to art school. I went as a painter and a sculptor, and I won the idea that painting could move in time, that images and colors could change in time, so you could make 1,000 paintings in one sitting. But I'm also very aware that television was a political medium and a social medium. And throughout the 80s, my thesis in grad school was the relationship of mass media to terrorism. And so I was really looking at mass media, looking how mass media constructed the image of the terrorist. And that went well into the 90s. And after the 90s, I've been doing much more looking at nature. Connie and I moved up to the country, and we spent a lot more time just in nature. And right now I'm working with animal cams, where I set up a camera for a couple days and just sees what. So it's a very different kind of filming. It's like, the only aesthetic is where I place it and how long I place it, and I get what I get. It's a very formal kind of video.
Yeah, I think he goes fishing on his spare time, and he knits sweaters.
I have a friend who rents out his house, and one day we walked in on him making little candy sugar skulls, and he was decorating them. I thought it was pretty strange.
I just think that he sits inside of his studio and takes every single material and tries to mix them all together, between music to the paint and everything, and somehow is just in this crazy vortex of imagination and insanity.
Well, I'm basically a storyteller, and I think when I went to art school, almost all the art going on in painting and sculpture was minimal and abstract, and the only place storytelling was happening was photography and filmmaking. And I think that's sort of 20 years later, I figured it out. Why did I go into video? And it's because I wanted to tell stories. I mean, not the traditional narratives of Hollywood film, but I'm very much interested in the stories of everyday life, and kind of the way an artist would look at, just people doing things, cooking a meal. And so that's why I liked video, that I could film everything. I could film every part of my life. So it's I'm a voyeur, ultimately. I just love looking at things and people and animals and, that male gaze that you all learn about. If I see it, it's mine.
So I'm here with Zoe, who was in Alan's first year seminar. So Zoe, what is your craziest theory, or what do you actually know that Alan Powell does in his free time?
From what I know about who Alan Powell is, I think he might be an alien.
Really? An alien? So are we suspecting Mars, Pluto? What planet do you believe?
He's from his own planet. We don't actually have knowledge of what that planet actually is yet.
Alan Powell, a man from another galaxy. Not just an international man of mystery, but an outer space man of mystery.
I heard he likes to jump from building to building, dressed in a cape.
Dressed in a cape, like the infamous Batman.
Exactly.
Alan Powell is the Batman.
I think he's the Buddha. I think he's the second coming of the Buddha because he does so many things for other people. He goes on sabbatical and goes to other countries and like helps people that are less fortunate than him. So I think literally he could be the second coming of the Buddha.
Alan Powell, a fantastic man.
I love him.
Well, I go to Mexico twice a year, once with this NGO called Discovery Service Projects, and we're mainly in the Yucatan. We're working with the Mayan population, and we started out doing hurricane shelters, and then sort of as the hurricanes got heavier and heavier from 1999, and then 2005, Hurricane Mitch hit, and we switched into really doing home building and home renovation all along the what's called the Mayan Riviera, which goes from Tulum all the way up to Putum Sam. And then we've switched back to doing community buildings, large community buildings that work as educational centers, and also it could be shelters during hurricanes. And then with the school, we're connected to a university in central Mexico called UPAED, and I take the students up to a mountain village called Precesido, and I'll be doing that next week with Mexican Preview.
I feel like he'd be a really good yodeler, like he yodels in his free time.
Alan Powell, professional yodeler. Do you expect concert yodeling?
No, like on top of a hill, Sound of Music kind of yodeling.
I hear he invented macaroni and cheese.
He invented mac and cheese, really? Really, mac and cheese?
Yeah, he invented it and then he became Beyonce.
He invented mac and cheese and then became Beyonce. So if you do like Alan Powell, you better put a ring on it. So Jordan Little, what is your crazy theory about what Alan Powell does in his free time?
Boy band. They cover Backstreet Boys and NSYNC songs.
He's in a cover band for Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Just seems the type.
He seems the type. He seems the type. So I'm here with Laura Donovan, and she's in Alan's Video 1 class. Laura, what is your craziest theory about what Alan does in his free time?
For some reason, when you asked me that question, just like ordering copious amounts of Chinese food came to my head. I think that's all he does is just order Chinese food and eat it all day.
I do think he's a spy with a lot of secret other operations in mind, but I feel like his favorite is the international sex guru. I think he specializes in going to mostly Asian countries, such as India, and he probably did invent the Kama Sutra.
I've met royalty from France. That last year I was staying on the estate of a marquis, and the marquis had just died, and so the marquette summoned me to the chateau. The estate was 9,000 years old, and it was sort of the government center of southern France. And my wife died a year and a half ago, and the marquis just died, and so I was summoned to the chateau to talk to the marquette about dying and mourning. So it's sort of. And then this November, I went to the Honduran embassy for a meeting for the NGO work that I do, and I met the First Lady and the ambassador to Honduras. So that's not really kings and queens.
I was doing a project where I was covering a plow with feathers, let alone the fact that I got the plow originally from him, and a bunch of because he just leaves crazy amounts of metal objects for anyone to take. He's comes up to me and is like, well, you want some more feathers? I have some goose feathers. I was like, all right, great, thinking that he just had this abundant amount of feathers. So we go over to his studio, and I drive us over, which was really awkward driving a teacher. And we get over into the studio, and he pulls out of the freezer somewhere between 8 and 12 dead geese in a black trash bag, and he hands them to me. And he starts telling me about getting a good set of pliers to have to defeather them, and how he wants a good amount of them, the longest ones, for his own project.
That I want my students, I'll use the word explore, but I really mean to play, doing kind of educational play, that I want them to really explore the world that they live in and really understand how to use tools. The tools are constantly changing, and so you have to develop a working method to working with this technology. So I want the students to be good tool users, both with equipment and with concepts. I want them to really be highly motivated and explore and make lots of work. I mean, one thing about the film, the video industry, or you have to be a worker. You have to make a lot of work. And that's what, everyone who survives is because they're constantly making work. And so that's sort of the secret. I mean, I do enjoy teaching here. I mean, and you know, I mean, a lot of you know that my wife died a year and a half ago, and she was a really tough teacher, and but like she wouldn't tell her students the grades until the very end, because her idea was that you keep working, you just keep making good work, and you don't. That's what's important, not so much the grade I give you, and if you get a bad grade from me, it's because you slacked off, you know. And so I'm kind of actually adapting her, which is sort of against the grain of what's going on in education right now, which is these rubrics and assessment and stuff. And I think that's, the rubric for me is, I want to see you work all the time. I want to see you keep making new work and growing with what you're doing. That's the rubric. Have fun. If you're not having, life is too short. If you're not having fun, it's not good. So.